Hey guys, I'm Mitch.
I'm Austin.
This is Super Platinum Achievement, and Xbox is heading down a familiar path that isn't a great one, and they need to do something about it. We are going to talk about our thoughts and a lot of people's thoughts that kind of go along with ours here in just a second.
Warning, this video may trigger fanboys.
First off, guys, if you are new to this channel, smash that subscribe button down below. It really helps us out a ton. We appreciate it. Also, at the end of the video, if you liked it, share with your friends and give us a big thumbs up. That helps us out a lot as well. So, unless you were hiding under a rock the last 2 days, you probably heard some big news that Microsoft announced that Starfield and Redfall, both coming from Bethesda Studios, one from Arcane, one directly from Bethesda, have been delayed until the first half of 2023. That's the biggest window they could give us, was that half of a year.
And they say first half, that means that could be today in a year, not January or February. It could be all the way up through June of 2023.
Exactly. We could be looking at the end of June. That's unlikely, but at this point, with the delays that Microsoft has had,
you never know.
I wouldn't be surprised anymore. I mean, Halo got delayed an entire year. Now these are getting delayed almost a year.
And I think we just wanted to preface this right away. We understand games get delayed. It happens,
Yes.
and we kind of come to accept it. Starfield getting delayed, although upsetting, and also there's other reasons why we're kind of more upset about that. Not surprising. And then
we kind of
it's
predicted
it's not a
but
yeah, yeah.
Games getting delayed is fine because we want the game to be the best that it can be and be finished. However, that's not why we are so upset.
Halo Infinite got delayed and still released unfinished, and that's another
And it's still
part
an unfinished game.
Part of the issue with this whole Xbox thing at the moment. So
Microsoft kind of just needs to be called out. They are going down the same path they went down with the Xbox One. With the Xbox One, they promised us an amazing launch lineup of games, and then they did the exact same thing with the Series X. Like, oh, we're going to have the best launch lineup ever, and they have once again failed to deliver, and I'm upset now. I have an Xbox, I have Game Pass, and I feel like my money is being wasted because they are not delivering on the games they promised. When they came out, they're like, oh yeah, we're going to have all these awesome games. And with the reveal of the system, they showed off a trailer for what might be my most anticipated Xbox game, being Hellblade 2. And when you show off a console launch with a trailer for a game, you expect that game to come out within the first year of the console's life.
But it's not with the console itself.
Right, but Hellblade's not going to come out until year 3 of the Xbox Series X life, because it's not going to come out this year, which is the second year, and it's most likely going to be 2023, which is the third year of their life. That's unacceptable, and I feel as a fan kind of deceived. And then they had their game showcase a couple years ago. It was in 2020, I believe, where they just splashed us with tons of games. They showed us Avowed, they showed us Fable, they showed us Everwild, they showed us Perfect Dark, and we're like, oh my goodness, there's all these awesome games. Knowing very well that these games were so far out, all they had was little teasers and titles. The work probably hadn't even begun on a lot of these games, aside from making a trailer for it. I mean, we've heard nothing from Avowed. Granted, we do have Xbox's showcase here in June, so maybe they'll make up for it somehow. But I'm already upset at the lack of games, once again, that Xbox has given us.
Yeah, so like in the meantime, like we were discussing off camera, Xbox really has only kept their promise with one game so far, and that's been Forza Horizon. Like that's the only game. You know, keyboard warriors out there are going to say Halo, but that still, once again, was delayed a year, and it still wasn't
finished.
A finished game. Forza is probably the only game that Microsoft has released since the Xbox Series X came out that actually is a good exclusive, or fit the standard.
Yeah,
and
a good
just,
first-party game, you could say.
Yes.
There is Psychonauts 2, a lot of people say, but that game was pretty much finished already by Double Fine by the time Microsoft bought it. Microsoft just gave them the rest of the money they needed to finish it. That's why there's a PS4 version, because the PS4 version was pretty much already done. Microsoft just helped them finish it and then make a next-gen version for Xbox only. So I don't really count that because Microsoft didn't really do most of the work. And then there's Flight Simulator. A lot of people throw that in the mix. One, that's not a game. It's a simulator. That's literally what it is. And two, it's a port from a PC game that released a year before.
It released on PC first and not actually the Xbox. So you can't count that as an Xbox Series X game because it's just, it's not. So, and then, I hate to be like putting console wars up against each other, but Sony out here, even despite their console shortage and all that stuff, they've actually put out some great games since the PlayStation 5 has launched. So it's like there's really no excuse why Xbox hasn't been able to do the same.
And a lot of people are using the pandemic as an excuse. Oh, the pandemic has caused it. Well, if that was the case, then you'd see Sony doing the exact same thing. Yeah, Sony had a couple delays, but they've still pumped out a bunch of games. Not as many as everybody wants. Everybody wants more games.
But I mean, we got Spider-Man Miles Morales, Ratchet and Clank, Returnal, Horizon Forbidden West. Like there's
Demon
at least
Souls.
a list of games Sony has put out for its fans to play, and Microsoft just hasn't done that. Like I said, I don't like pitting the consoles against each other because I'm in it for the games. I don't care about where they're coming from. But right now, there's one big side of the market that's not putting games out there. So, of course, I'm going to be upset about that. And like Mitch said, they're games that they've been hyping up for years that we've been waiting for, and there's just nothing. Like Stalker 2, I get that one. Because, in light of recent current events, there's a reason why it got delayed indefinitely. But, that's the only one I'll give a pass right now.
Well, and even then, Stalker 2 isn't even an Xbox studio.
True.
That makes it.
So
it's going to be a timed exclusive. And then there's another one, that's supposedly coming out this year in Scorn, but that one's kind of in development hell as well. We haven't heard anything about Scorn, and I would be shocked to see it still come out this year at this point.
Yeah, and wasn't State of Decay 3 supposed to be coming out this year? I haven't seen anything on that.
State of Decay 3 is, once again, so many of their games are just in limbo, and we know nothing. We know that Everwild, we got news that pretty much restarted in development from square one.
Yeah.
So that one's way out.
And then they announced Fable, but then they come out, a week later saying, "Oh, we haven't even begun production on Fable." I'm like, then why announce it? Don't build this hype train for these games that are 2, 3, 4 years away. And that's kind of a problem because you're putting a false confidence into the market because you're trying to now just try to sell as many consoles as you can and then hope Game Pass is able to carry your supporters for the next couple of years, which, for a lot of people, it's probably not gonna. Mitch has been sending me list after list of Xboxes on sale right now on Facebook Marketplace and stuff like that. People don't want them because they're essentially not...
they're collecting
there's no
dust.
use to them. Yeah, they're collecting
and me
dust.
Personally, I told Austin, I'm like, I thought about it, and I haven't played my Series X in over 3 months. One, because Horizon Forbidden West came out, and then when multi-platform games come out, I kind of weigh which one would be better to play on. I kind of look up and do research which one performs better. And, with Dying Light 2, I went with PlayStation 5 because I played the original Dying Light on PS4, so I just wanted that continuity there. And then with Elden Ring, I did a lot of research, and Elden Ring performs best on PS5, so I got it for PS5.
But Mitchell,
Dying Light 2,
the Xbox
Horizon,
is a more powerful console.
Exactly, and that's kind
the
of
only
what they're
argument
trying
I
to
hear
skate
right
by
now.
on.
Yeah,
and it's frustrating.
You can't be like, this is the most powerful console. It's great, but it's not doing anything. You can have the most powerful thing in the world. Like, you can have the best car in your garage, but if you don't have any gas for it, you can't take it anywhere.
Exactly.
So,
and it's frustrating. And I know there's going to be so many keyboard warriors out there, Xbox fanboys, that are going to get mad at us for this.
Bring it on at this point.
Be as unbiased as you can, as I try to be, and as you know I am. I have all the systems. I play everything. And like I said, I feel like my Xbox is wasted because there's nothing for it. Even Halo, which came out and a lot of people did like the campaign, I didn't play it because I've said it on past videos. I've played Halo split screen with my son. That's when I play Halo. And they still, to this day, have not released split screen co-op as they promised us for Halo Infinite. You can play multiplayer split screen, but that's not what I want. I want split screen co-op campaign, and I still don't have it, so I haven't even touched Halo Infinite aside from playing a couple matches in multiplayer, which I found very underwhelming as well. The only games that I've played are, like I said, Psychonauts 2 was great, but that really wasn't because of Xbox. They bought it way late into the development, and Forza Horizon 5. But honestly, I put a lot of my hours on Forza Horizon 5 on PC.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
Even the game that I put the most hours into from Xbox Studios is on my PC. Speaking of which, Xbox Studios has released more games for PlayStation 5 than they have for the Xbox, being Ghostwire Tokyo and Deathloop.
Technically,
that's
yeah,
also
you are
kind of a
correct
sad thing
on that, because that's right. Those are two other, at least that are probably timed exclusives for the PlayStation 5, but still, once again,
yeah. The two games they released aren't even on their system. The timed exclusivity for Deathloop is supposed to be up, I believe, in September. So probably holiday, you'll see that one pop up on Game Pass.
And then Ghostwire Tokyo probably about this time next year, is my guess.
Yeah.
So yeah,
they've got those to look forward to, but still, I mean,
but are they really
Xbox
something to
fans
look
that are
forward to?
Yeah, Deathloop was a little underwhelming. But Xbox fans that only have an Xbox are seeing their game studios put games on other platforms that they can't play.
And other game studios putting games on their platform, like the MLB The Show.
Yeah. It's just, at this point, Xbox is out of excuses. I hear so many people making excuses for them, and it's not okay. It would be if they just said, we have development issues, we need to delay it, but their promises have been empty, and that's my problem.
For 10 years. And that's like, I think that's what we got to remember is this has been going on since the Xbox One. This isn't a new thing. This isn't, just from the launch of the Xbox Series X. This has been going on the 7 years prior to that with the previous consoles. We had these promises for these games. The games just got delayed or never came in the first place. And, they would promise one thing for their console and then the exact opposite happened. So Microsoft, I think, needs just to be on watch right now. And the fans, you Xbox fans should be mad. I don't know why I see some people defending Microsoft right now. You guys should be mad because you're the ones it's directly affecting. You're the ones who bought the console, who are supporting them, and you're the ones that have been lied to and just played like a fiddle at this point.
Yeah, and like I said, I am a fan. I've owned Xbox the last 2 generations, and I am. That's why I'm upset. I've got this $500 console that's not being used, and it's irritating. So Xbox,
and you know why I'm upset?
Showcase.
I wanted to play Starfield.
Yeah, on PC. So this June showcase.
Yeah, they better apologize.
That's their last chance.
They gotta apologize. I think that's how they have to open the show. We're sorry.
We're sorry we
suck,
lied to
apparently.
you.
I don't know. Yeah, no kidding. We straight up lied to you. And I wonder if there's going to be more repercussions here. Are we going to have we're going to see distrust in their board? Are we going to see their share prices drop? Or what's going to happen to the company as a whole? Because I don't see this just kind of being swept under the rug and they're just going to move on. Shareholders are probably mad. Investors are mad. They put all this money into this company and they're not delivering.
I've already seen calls from some people that Phil Spencer needs to step down as head of development.
All right, Elon Musk needs to buy Microsoft.
There you go. Yeah. I think he's got some money left over still. So
only another about $40 billion left over, so I think he'll be okay. But is that what it's going to take? Is Phil Spencer stepping out of the lead role because he hasn't. I think I liked him. I thought he was going to be a good
guy.
Yeah, he's a hype guy, but also he might not be able to be getting the results pushed out of these studios like he, promises. And that's, maybe he just fails at the managerial side of the company. So
Yeah, I think he's a great face for Xbox. I think that's where he should stay, but I think he needs to give up being head of development and give that job to somebody who can actually get some results because their studios aren't getting things.
Because if you would think of any other job, if you did a bad job for the last 10 years, you wouldn't still have your job.
Yeah.
So I think, Microsoft, Xbox needs to be on blast here. They need to be really receptive to the public right now. They should not be shutting. I'm not saying they are doing this, but they need to not be like shutting themselves behind doors, not answering questions, not giving, the fans the answers. They needed to come out and say, we're sorry, we lied. Things happened. We'll get the best product we can to you. At least put a little confidence back into your fan base. At this point, they're kind of just left high and dry and don't know what to expect. And now, PlayStation 5 is trying to become more available. A lot of those people that are going to, might be thinking, maybe I'll jump ship over to Sony. Like, that's not what they want. So
if they could find one.
Yeah, they're slowly becoming more available. Let me preface that.
And what's kind of funny is that the only game that I think is likely to come out this year from Xbox Studios is Forza Motorsports.
The next Forza.
Rumored. Yeah, that's been rumored to be announced in this showcase, and it's going to come out around holiday season. And it's like, okay, we go from one racing game to another. Give us what you promised, and that's not going to help. Especially me. Austin knows I'm not a big racing fan.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't touch Gran Turismo, so there you go. I'm not biased.
I did a lot.
Yeah.
That sounds weird.
Austin's I played Forza because that's kind of more my thing. You got little quests there, and it's more open and
Speaking of another PlayStation title that came out during the same pandemic era that Microsoft is talking about, so I don't think their excuse is justified here, and they really need to obviously figure something out. They have all these studios in the world, but none of them are putting games out.
No games. Yeah.
So your billions of dollars that you just spent are looking pretty sad. So
yeah, is it going to take them 5 years to get these studios on track? Because, it was just last year that the Bethesda went through. But even then, Bethesda, the year prior, or 2 years prior, had announced these. But they've owned Obsidian now for quite a while. They've owned Ninja Theory for quite a while. Mm-hmm. And all these other smaller ones that they bought in the meantime. Plus, all their own studios. Why are there studios that they have had for so long not doing more? I mean, Rare being one of them. The only thing Rare has done since really Microsoft has owned them is Sea of Thieves. That's ridiculous, and Microsoft has owned them all the way back to
and
the
Rare.
original
Is one of the most notable gaming developers ever.
Yeah.
So it's crazy that they haven't even done anything. Like, I mean, obviously Everwild was supposed to be their next big one, but where's that?
Yeah.
So
that probably we're looking at 2024 now from rumors. So
yeah,
I don't know. It's a mess. We could go on forever. We're upset.
Really could.
Let us know what you guys think. Go ahead.
I like games.
I like games too. Start commenting. Start tearing us up in the comments. Let us know. Do you agree with us? Do you very much disagree with us? We love to hear from you. We'd love to have a
and if you've made it this far, remember, we have no ill will towards Microsoft or Xbox. We just want the best games on the market.
The industry does better when everybody thrives. If Xbox were to fall off the board, the industry would take a hit because the competition would go down, and Sony's drive to continue to produce top-notch games would go down as well. We don't want that. I want Microsoft to come out, and I thought this was going to make it even more so because they had more games that are going to compete with Sony's style of games, being with Fable and Avowed and stuff like that, instead of just, the big three, Halo, Gears, Forza, Halo, Gears, Forza. They're sticking with that trend, and now even Halo has sucked for the last 2 releases, so I don't know. I'm going to stop there. I could keep going.
Yeah.
Let us know what you guys think. If you like this video, give us a big thumbs up. We'd love to hear from you. Have a civil conversation in the comments. Let us know your opinions. Hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. And hopefully Microsoft gets some things going here, and hopefully you guys stop by with us here again on
Super Platinum Achievement.
See you guys.
Bye.